Hey guys, Steve from Lakeshore RV Center. Going to do the video orientation. This is on your 22 MLS Cougar travel trailer. We'll start here at the outside and we'll work our way to the inside. If you have questions, you guys can always get a hold of me, 231-736-9162. Start right here at the entrance. First thing you'll notice are these nice swing down steps. These fold up inside. You can see on the sides here where they have just a little bit of a catch. So basically you pick these up and then these will fold. You see right here on both sides, this will just lock right behind here, just like so. So that's in the travel position. It's locked in. To bring it down, you see right here how that brings it in and out. And then swing it down. The reason I'm showing you guys this, obviously it's pretty easy to operate, to bring up and down, but you want to make sure that the screen doors, this door is open all the way. If it's closed just a little bit, what can happen is right there can catch on the door, and then it could bend the screen door, it could wreck it. So I'd be mindful. Open that all the way up, that door all the way up when you're going to bring those steps in and out. Next to that is going to be the pass-through storage. Inside here, guys, this is going to be your detachable power cord. It is a 30 amp. That's what the plug looks like. That's what most of your campground plugs are going to be, that 30 amp. There's an adapter, 30 amp down to 15, so you can plug it in just to a regular outlet at the house there. Sewer hose right here, and then you'll notice this thing right here where it says in command. Guys, and the in command system here, this is going to operate everything from you can manually operate the stabilizer jacks. M1 and M2 are going to be the stabilizer jacks. 3 and 4, and this is this knob right here I'm telling you about. You can go ahead and select which motor you want to run in and out. Like this is M2. You can see how the jacks are coming down. Now all of this you can do from the in command on the inside of the coach, and also you can download the app and use your phone as a remote too, so you can do all this remotely from outside. But if that in command system inside doesn't work, you can manually operate. Like I said, 1 and 2 are going to be for the stabilizer jacks. 3 and 4 will be for the awning and also the slide out. So that in command will definitely cover that as we go inside the coach. Going around to the front of the camper here, you have your 12 volt deep cycle battery that is in the box right there. 2 30-pound tanks, and then you have a regulator on top. And right here, guys, you can see where it says supply. Let's see, let me turn this around. How supply is pointing to this tank here. So right now, as you use propane, it's just going to go off the tank that the arrow's pointed to. Now when this empties, you can go ahead and then you can turn the supply to this tank here and then continue to use it. Now it is possible that if you leave it in the middle, it will draw off both of them. I wouldn't recommend that, because at least this way you'll know when you run out of propane on one tank, you'll be able to switch it to the other and then get that tank filled. So that's what that is all about there. The front, this is going to be your tongue jack. It has an on-off switch. That is just for the light underneath. It is not. It doesn't have to be on and off to actually use the jack itself. Retract is obviously to bring it down, extend to bring it up, and that would be right here. So just go ahead and operate right there. Now there is a manual way to do this. If your battery fails, right here is this cover. You pull this off, there's a speed wrench that fits in there, and you can bring the jack up and down manually as well. One other thing, here's your battery like I mentioned, and that red switch right there is see if I can show it, is a battery disconnect, and you would want to use that. Let's say you're going to store it for a while, it's not going to be plugged in. Go ahead and you can turn the battery off. That'll help save the battery. So when you need it and you want to bring slide outs in or out, or lights or whatever, it has battery power. So when you're not using it or it's not plugged in, go ahead and you can turn that to the off position, and that'll help save your battery. Coming around to the other side of the pass-through storage, on the inside here, there's a couple of things. See this light switch right here? Now that light switch, as we turn it on, it's going to be for the your amber lights right here on the cap, and then also up top. So those are, see if I can do this at the same time here. Right there. So there's the switch for those. It's just going to be on the inside. Now next to that, you'll notice it says Victron Energy. This is a solar controller and charger. This is for the solar panel. On the top it goes, and it will charge the battery. Nothing you have to do with this. It's wired, it's all set up, and it will turn itself off and on. As there's solar power, it will turn off when the battery's charged. So nothing to do with that. Right there, that wrench I was telling you about for the for that front jack is right up front there. So if you have to manually bring that in and out, you can go ahead and do that. This right here, this is going to be your gas electric hot water heater. This cover just comes off. There's just these little holes in the bottom that line up with the pins. Keep this off for just a second. And this unit is winterized. The guys went through, tested the water system on it already. You can see this anoid rod right here. This fits right in this hole and then threads in. It is a little bit larger socket. I believe it's a 1 1/16 inch socket for that. It's either 1 1/16 or 1 1/8. But it is a little bit bigger than what you probably have in your standard socket set. You can get a wrench on it as well. It doesn't have to be super tight, but you'll put that in there. The anoid rod, as you use the hot water heater, what that's doing is it's going to try and collect any of the minerals that's in the water, so it doesn't go through and into the tank and wreck the tank. But what will happen is over the years, this anoid rod will essentially wear down, and that's perfectly normal. It's just doing its job. So depending on the water, how harsh the water is, you might get a year out of it, you might get 2, you might get 3. So just check that every year. Obviously, when you're winterizing it, you'll pull that out. And if you have to, just get a new one for the spring. To the right of that, this is kind of your hookup center here. This has outside shower, hot and cold, and then it's just a quick fitting. In the bag right there, that coil hose is what will work for the outside shower. Underneath that, where the caution is, that's your black tank flush. You can hook a hose up to that to flush out the black tank. And then next to that is going to be for the tank fill, and then also city water. You can see right here the directional for the blue valve right here. Right now it's on city, and what that means is when you hook a hose up, it will pressurize the system. If we turn this to the left, just like that, now it's going to fill the tank just like the diagram shows. So the water will go directly into the tank, and then from there you would use the water pump to pump the water out of the tank. And then this is just a little screen right here to go over that to keep any debris out. Keystone is still has this solar plug on it, even though there's a solar panel on the top. Probably something they'll discontinue. Nothing you need to do here. That would be to add a solar panel. That was kind of before they actually put the panels on the top. So I mean, my best guess is they're just using these up because they have a bunch of them, but really with the solar panel on the top, there's nothing to do with that. As we go around to the side here, guys, right here, these are the vents to access the back of the fridge if it ever needs to be serviced. Nothing you'll have to do with that. This right here is the vent for the microwave. Again, nothing to do with that. That'll just that'll stay open as the hood vent operates. Underneath here, guys, that is your discharge. You can see the levers right there, and they're labeled right here, black tank, gray tank. So your gray is going to be anything that goes down the sink and down the shower. Your black, which is going to be the bigger valve, that is sewer down the toilet there. So that's what those two are, and that is the discharge for that right there. This is where you're going to plug in to power. This is a detachable cord. I showed that to you in the pass-through storage. It just goes in. I'm going to do this right here. You can kind of see the one that has a little hook on it. You can see how that lines up with this one right here. So just put it in, and then it gives it a little turn to lock into place, and then this will thread down to lock the cord into place there. Going around to the back, this is your key TV. This right here, guys, if you're going to have cable TV, you would plug it in right here. If you have an external satellite TV, you can plug it in right here. This blue cable would be for a roof mounted satellite. There's a cord that's actually already up on the roof, and it would run down into here, and at that point you just plug it right into the satellite there. But that's what that is. That runs from the roof if you ever do a roof mount satellite. Something like the dish TV or something like that, you would go ahead and use the satellite connection there. A lot of people, if you're going to do satellite, they'll have a tailgater, just set it out off to the side and then plug it in. Spare tire is right here, guys, under the cover, and then just below that is the 2-inch receiver hitch, and that is rated up to 300 pounds. If you're going to put a bike rack or a bumper buddy or something, just make sure it is RV rated. At the back of these campers, there's a lot of motion, and you want to make sure you're not using just a regular a bicycle carrier that's designed for a vehicle, because it's just not going to hold up. So make sure you get one specifically rated for RVs. On the side here, as we come around, again, key TV, this is outputs. If you want to have a TV on the outside, you can hook up cable or satellite out right here to the TV, and then next to that is going to be a power outlet. This right here, guys, this is your furnace exhaust. Be mindful of this. If the furnace is on, that you don't lean anything up against it. It does get quite hot, and it would, possibly burn anything you lean up against. All right, guys, here we are on the inside of your 22 MLS, and just next to the door, this is the in-command system. This is kind of the brain of the camper here and how it operates all the different things. Move in here, and you can see it does everything from heating and cooling to the lights to the slides and the jacks, awnings, and then their settings. You can see on the bottom, it'll show you the battery voltage, water pump. You want to turn the water pump on, you can see how that illuminates around it. That's on. Hot water heater, you turn that, you can see that that's off, but it is there is gas and electric options, or gas and electric if you want to heat up even faster. You can return to the previous screen or hit home. It'll get you back to the screen here. Interior lights, just real quick. Hit those and it turns the lights on in the ceiling. There's also other lights in this coach, just like the one under the table here. So this one's not on a switch. So right in the middle is a switch itself. You can see that button right there. You'll just push that in, and then that will turn on the light. So anything that's not on a switch, you can go ahead and just push the button in the middle of the light, and it will turn it off and on. At the top, one other thing to show you, it says fresh water, black water, gray water. So if we touch that, it will come up and it will show you the contents. They're all empty. As they fill up, this will progressively get lighter, and I'll tell you the status. And if you want to turn the heat pads on for those, just touch and touch. You can see how they're on, and those are 12 volt heat pads that go on the freshwater tank, and then also on the gray and black tanks. Again, to the main screen, we can hit home We'll start with heating and cooling. The rear AC, which is all this has. That's that unit here. But from there, we can go to mode. We can see how it's off. We can turn the fan on if we want. Let me go back to this real quick. Fan, if you just keep it on, you can do high or low. Okay, and the fan is the fan that's in the AC unit. It'll just move air around when it's on the mode that is just fan. Now, you can see right here, the zone is 77 degrees, set at 78 degrees. Really with the fan, that's not gonna be too relevant, but if we go to cool, all right, and we wanna set it at 75, and again, it's 77. This was inside the shop overnight, that's why it's a little bit warmer. So if we set it at 75, the zone's at 77, the AC is gonna kick on, like it is right now, to cool it down. Now, the next mode right here, we can go to heat. Obviously, the heat's not going to kick on because it's set at 75 degrees, and the zone's at 77. So it's not going to warm it up because we're trying to get it to 75. The next option is going to be automatic. So automatic, you set the temperature, and the camper itself is going to figure out what it needs to do to get to 75 degrees. Right now being 77, and to get 75, the air kicked back on to get it down to 75 degrees. So we'll let that run out for just a sec here. And then to get back to the previous screen, again, you can hit return or home. Lights, right here you can see they're all on, the bedroom lights, ceiling lights, and awning lights. Awning lights are going to be the LED strip underneath the camper right here. And then as we go back to the next option, which will be slide out and jacks, pretty self-explanatory. The slide out is just the main slide right here. So if we want to bring that in or out, it's out right now. But to bring it in, you just press in and just keep it there. As soon as you let off, it is going to stop. We'll bring it back out, just like so. And the slide out's all the way back out. And then same for the jacks. You can run those in and out. Again, just holding it down if you want to bring the jacks down or if you want to bring them in. From there, awning, like real self-explanatory, in and out, and then also awning light option right there. Next to that is going to be for the settings. Now, not a whole lot to do here, guys, but Bluetooth is going to be important because if you download this Global Connect app, you'll be able to sync your phone up through Bluetooth, and then everything I'm showing you on the screen here, you'll be able to use with your smartphone through that Global Connect app. So Bluetooth, you can go ahead and sync. Wi-Fi, if you want to dial into the park's Wi-Fi, you can go ahead and do that, and then you can kind of use this like a smart device. So even remotely through that Global Connect app, you can bring your slide in, you can bring the awning in, you can change the temperature, all right through the app. Passcode, when this starts up originally, it'll ask you what the passcode is. The passcode is 0000. So 4 zeros is the current passcode. If you want to change that, you can go ahead and do that. From there, the floor plan, really nothing to do. Edit, notifications, guys. I would just leave all that alone. There's really nothing at the user level that you would need to do with that. So that's the end command there. Again, guys, if you have questions, give me a shout. Otherwise, if you play with it just a few times, I think you get the hang of it pretty quick. It's basically, instead of having all the switches on the wall, it's all right here on one screen. And then moving next, guys, you have your TV right here that will pull out if you need to pull it out and adjust it. And then next to that is going to be your Furrion AM, FM, CD, DVD player. You can see right here it has 2 zones. You do have speakers inside. Speaker there, another speaker right over here. So that's zone 1. And then zone 2 is actually the 2 speakers on the outside. And then this is also Bluetooth as well. So if you want to sync up your phone and play music through your phone, you can go ahead and do that. Connect it right with the stereo there. The dinette here, guys, if you lift it up, there is storage underneath. Okay, and then the table will come down right here to make for an additional sleeping accommodation as well. Just basically take the cushions off, guys, bring the table down, and then put the cushions into place to fill it in. Storage, pantry, right here behind the dinette. And then as we come back to the back wall, there's a couple of things to show you. Right here, a little button looking thing, guys, that is the temperature probe for the coach. So when it said it was 75 degrees in here, this is where it was taking the temperature from. It's right between the bathroom and the dinette here. So that's what that is. Don't monkey with it, don't do anything. Just leave that. Again, it's just temperature probe. Right here, main lights for the camper, for your ceiling lights. This switch right here is for the bathroom lights, off and on. And then below this is a carbon monoxide LP detector. If that goes off, guys, get out of the camper, because there's a carbon monoxide or a LP leak inside. So one thing I will tell you, just from experience, is if somebody's in here, the door's open, and they're using an aerosol can, maybe hairspray or something, it might set that off. So I've had that happen before. So just as a possibility. But yeah, if that goes off, guys, same with the smoke detector, which is right above the door. Get out and then investigate after that. The bathroom here, guys, your commode is a foot flush. So right here, that lever, push down, that will open up, and then water will run in the bowl there to go ahead and flush the commode there. Next to that, you'll notice that the outlet there is a GFI outlet. So if you have some outlets that aren't working, or if that one's not working, go ahead and check and see if that's tripped. Just like at your house, you just reset it if it is tripped. Sink right here, guys, nice medicine cabinet right behind it. And then your shower right here, the purple, guys, that's just antifreeze. Like I said, this has all been winterized as well. So we go into the kitchen area. You have two separate covers right here for the sink. This is a strainer and then sink cover, and then just your storage over. You have your keys are going to be right around the faucet right there. The window shades in these, guys, just pull and then they'll go up just like that. That's throughout the entire coach. Again, more storage, guys. Microwave is going to be just a basic microwave like you have at your house. Right there, and then the controls are right on the front. You do have to be plugged into 110 to operate that. Just below that is going to be your oven with a 3-burner stovetop. Right here, this glass, lift up and out of the way, and then to ignite your 3 burners right here for the gas. And then there's a spark ignition. I don't know if you can see that, but the spark ignition right here for the burners, and then also the oven. Oven temperature is right here. Go ahead and turn the dial, and then oven's right down there. And then to move the screen, or I'm sorry, the glass cover back, just like so. The fridge, guys, this is your gas and electric. The controls for this is pretty straightforward. There are instructions on the inside, but if this is on like it is, and that light's on automatic, basically what that means, guys, is it's plugged in right now. When it's unplugged, it will switch over to gas. But just to show you, I'm going to turn that off just so it doesn't, when I unplug this, it doesn't use up all your propane. And then the fridge is down here, right here, guys. And then you can see just this little fin in the back for colder and warmer. You can just move this fin, this plastic piece, up and down on the fin there. Again, that is the instructions for the refrigerator there. Moving over to the theater seating, you can see the controls for it right here. There's a USB port. There is a light, which will light up this, light up underneath. And then you have heat and also massage in that, and then turn them off just like so. Turn light off just like that. Right here, this is the lever to recline, and it's the same on both sides. Lever's just inside there, and controls are the same on the other side. King bed up front here, guys, and this does have storage underneath. Nice thing with Cougars, they do provide you with the struts right here, but yeah, nice deep storage right there for extra linen if you want, or I mean, honestly, you could put totes down there if you wanted to. Very, very good size storage. To bring this down, just push on it, and it's going to come down kind of on its own, just like so. And then storage on both sides here, and then above storage. And again, the light, just push the button right in the middle to turn that off and on. You do have outlets right there, and then USB, and then a light switch right there for the lights. And then on the other side there, guys, again, USB. See if I can zoom it in on you. USB right there, and then another outlet on the right side of the bed. A couple of last things to show you. That smoke detector is right there, guys, that I was telling you about. So again, be mindful of that. And then one last thing to show you right towards the back of the coach, guys. This has obviously the outlets, anything that plugs into the wall is going to be AC like your house, but a lot of this, like your lights, these are 12 volt. Your slide out's 12 volt. The fridge is plugged in, or it runs off the propane. So anything that plugs in, guys, has its own little circuit breaker down here. So this panel right here, it's labeled as to what the breakers are for, and then also what the fuses are for the 12 volt system. So if you have something that's not working, go ahead and check that, and that is just located under the back countertop here. But guys, like I said, that's a lot to cover, and you know, we can cover more when you come and get it. But if you have any questions in the meantime, give me a call, or as you're using it, feel free to reach out, 231-736-9162. And I look forward to you guys getting your coach. Congratulations.